Hello, my friends. It's Executive Coach Ed DeCosta with another episode of my Get Edified video blog. This week is going to be a fun one. The title is Never DM a Porn Star and other social media helpful hints. Now, for those of you who don't know, DM stands for direct message, and it's a method of communicating person to person on Twitter. Now, I rarely use Twitter for that reason, but in any case, that's what DM is. Now, if you're like most business people, or even if you're not, you use social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Vine, LinkedIn, to some degree or another. Heck, YouTube can be considered a social media platform as well. It's just a part of our world. And just like as we have always interacted with one another, social media has different norms depending on the marketplace, depending on your family or your relationships with other people, and certainly region to region, it is different. So far be it from me to lecture people. But there's a few things that are on my pet peeve list, and I saw them happen in rapid succession, and then I was on ESPN.com just reading through the headlines, and I see that a professional athlete was recently called out for, I guess you could call it stalking or what have you, but he had sent repeated direct messages to a woman who's in the adult film industry, and she was not responding. And eventually she got so fed up with his direct messaging her that she screenshotted his direct messages and then posted them on her Twitter feed and other social media. And it was, of course, quite embarrassing for this athlete because of what he said and the fact that she hadn't been responding. And, you know, he just kept pounding her. In any case, never DM a porn star because you run that risk. But for me, I've never direct messaged a porn star, just so you know. But there's a few that I think are taboo. Number one is don't post on other people's wall in Facebook. Now, if you're their mother, if you're their brother or sister, or if you have permission, of course, go ahead. But if you're having an event or you're selling something, put it on your wall. You can put it on your personal wall. You can put it on your business's wall, but don't put it on other people's wall. The same thing goes for tagging people in photos. Tag people in photos only who have given you permission, or practice your empathy skills. If the roles were reversed, how would you feel about somebody tagging you in such a photo? I've got a big network. Again, big is a relative term. Some of you probably have bigger networks than I do, but I get tagged on a regular basis into photos that are advertisements for a product or a service or an event. And I untag myself, and quite frequently I'll disconnect from the person because they never even asked me for permission. Now, my favorite, it's not really social media, but it's an online network, is LinkedIn. And one of my pet peeves is to get a connection request that's generic. If you don't know me, don't ask me to connect on LinkedIn with the generic, I'd like to add you to my professional network on LinkedIn. If you want to connect, by all means, send a request, but write a couple of sentences. Write a note. I looked at your profile, or I watched your videos. I would like to connect, and this is, maybe we met, or what have you. Again, I'm no movie star. I'm not getting stalked. I'm not suggesting that at all. But when I send a message to someone that I don't know, I introduce myself briefly. No 7-page letter, but a brief introduction that says this is how we're connected, and this is how I think it would be cool if we were connected. I recently got a request to connect, and I typically send a response to people that says, please forgive me, how are we connected? How are we associated? And this person who had sent me this request, when I checked out their LinkedIn profile, they were a social media strategist. That was their business, social media strategy. And here this person was who did not know me and sent me a request to connect on LinkedIn. And I simply sent back a message that says, I don't know you. Please don't send a generic request. And instead of thinking about it, this person sent essentially an excuse that says, well, the mobile app of LinkedIn only allows you to send generic, I'd like to invite you to connect on LinkedIn request, which is true. My response to this person was, then don't use the mobile app of LinkedIn to request that people connect with you that you don't know. Now, obviously, if they know you, if somebody, it's an old friend, somebody you're doing business with, by all means, you can use the mobile app and send generic requests. But don't do that. Don't tag people in photos. Don't post on their wall. Practice the golden rule. Treat people the way you would like to be treated. And of course, direct message, only people that are not going to view it in a negative way, screenshot it, and publicly humiliate you. So I hope you found this helpful. Again, my name is Ed DeCosta, and wherever you are, make it a great day.